Step 1, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4.
In the world of K-pop, BTS's V, or Kim Taehyung, has once again become the center of attention after making an announcement that shook the fandom. No one expected Taehyung to reveal something so personal and big in such a seemingly ordinary moment. However, what shocked ARMYs even more was how his best friend and bandmate Jungkook responded to the news, a reaction that was far from what anyone expected. It all started with a short live broadcast that Taehyung did on their official platform. At first, the broadcast seemed casual, with Taehyung playing the guitar and casually talking about his life lately. But midway through the conversation, he suddenly paused, took a deep breath, and then said a sentence that left millions of viewers speechless. "I want to share something that I've been thinking about for a long time. I'm releasing my first full-length solo album, and it's going to be something very different from anything you've heard from me." The live broadcast immediately flooded with comments, with ARMYs from all over the world expressing their shock, excitement, and emotions. Taehyung went on to explain that the album was a musical exploration of himself, not only touching on jazz and soul genres, but also incorporating traditional Korean elements that are rarely heard in the international pop industry. The surprises didn't stop there, though. Just an hour after the broadcast, Jungkook uploaded a short video on his personal Instagram account. In the video, he was seen in a dimly lit studio, playing a particularly emotional song. He then looked into the camera and said, "Hyung, I listened to all the songs on your album, and I can't lie, I cried when I heard it. It was amazing. I'm proud of you. But more than that, I wanted to be a part of this." Shortly after, he confirmed that he would be featured on one of Taehyung's solo tracks as a collaborator, something they had never done officially in a studio format before. The public reaction? Total insanity. The hashtags #Taehyung collab and #Valbum were immediately trending across platforms. Many fans believe that this is not only an important moment in Taehyung's career, but also a symbol of the deep friendship between him and Jungkook, who have long been known to be very close but rarely show their artistic sides together outside of BTS. The media began to speculate. Some said that this collaboration could pave the way for an official subunit in the future, perhaps even a long-term duo project. Korean and international music critics began to prepare for the release of the album that was said to depict the deepest and most honest side of Kim Taehyung. Of course, in the interview that followed the announcement, Taehyung explained that this project was a love letter to music and a gift to ARMY, who always supported me even in lonely times. He also admitted that Jungkook's support in the creative process of this album was very big and even helped him finish 2 songs that he had previously hesitated to finish. "Jungkook is like a compass for me. When I start to lose my way, he comes and reminds me of who I am," Taehyung said with a trembling voice. One thing is for sure, this surprise announcement isn't just about the music. It's about relationships, trust, and celebrating individual journeys while still being filled with the warmth of friendship. Taehyung may have made the announcement a surprise, but Jungkook, with his sincerity, made the moment even more meaningful and unforgettable. ARMY, get ready. This isn't just an album, this is history. Shortly after the news of the collaboration broke, fan forums began buzzing with discussions about the possible musical direction and visual aesthetic of the album. Some keen-eyed fans even noticed that in some of Taehyung's previous Instagram posts, he was seen wearing a modern hanbok and in traditional Korean locations, which are now being assumed to be part of the music video shoot. These suspicions were further strengthened after his label released a 15-second teaser showing Taehyung's silhouette amidst a mountainous landscape with classical instrumental music. What makes this all the more special is the fact that this will be his first truly curated independent project without the constraints of an idol group format. Taehyung, in a brief behind-the-scenes interview, revealed that he wanted to create a work that was not only sonically beautiful, but also emotionally memorable. "I want people to listen and feel like they're reading my personal journal," he said quietly, staring blankly out the window. Jungkook's response didn't stop there, however, just a video of support and emotional confession. He reportedly helped directly with the recording process of one of the songs, even co-writing the bridge section, which is said to be the climactic moment in the album. The producer involved in this project admitted that the dynamic between the two in the studio was very strong. "They don't talk much, but once they exchange glances, they immediately know what to do," said the producer. What made fans even more emotional was how Taehyung and Jungkook brought their friendship story into the artistic realm. So far, they have been known to be close in their daily lives, but have rarely been seen together in a creative project of this magnitude. Now, what was previously only a hope among shippers has actually become a strong and sincere artistic reality. Not only fans, several famous Korean musicians have also praised Taehyung's courage in exploring genres that are less popular in the mainstream market. One legendary composer even called it a bold move that could open a new path in the K-pop industry, which is often too dependent on the same formula. Meanwhile, Jungkook seems to be getting more involved. In his latest live broadcast, he showed the vocal practice process for their collaboration song. Interestingly, at the end of the broadcast, he said, "If Hyung wants a small tour for this album, I'm ready to join. Even if it's just singing one song, I'm willing." That statement immediately sparked new speculation. Is Taehyung planning to hold an international showcase or mini-tour? Will Jungkook really join as a special guest? Although there has been no official confirmation from the agency, the public's enthusiasm is unstoppable. Tickets for the Shadow concert have even been discussed even though there has been no announcement. Their closeness that was seen in this series of promotions made many people feel like they saw another side of BTS that had been hidden all this time. Not as a global boy band that is always perfect on stage, but as two young men who grew up together, strengthening each other in the process of finding their respective artistic identities. Even more touching, some fans realized that the song that Taehyung and Jungkook reportedly sang together has touching lyrics about "time passes, but does not fade the meaning," a sentence that many people believe is a reflection of their long journey together in BTS, and a relationship that remains intact even though they are now exploring their respective solo paths. There's no denying that Taehyung's decision to debut with a highly personal and experimental solo album shows his courage as a true artist. He didn't take the safe path. And Jungkook's presence in it is like a guarantee that even though they're growing in different directions, they're still a home for each other. This project also indirectly symbolizes BTS's new era as individuals. When many were worried that solo promotions would distance them, Taehyung and Jungkook proved that maturity in their work can unite, not separate. With the album's release just a few weeks away, the atmosphere among fans feels like something monumental is approaching. Not just new music, but also a new chapter in BTS's narrative, a story of the courage to stand alone, but still hold each other in their respective journeys. And as the world waits for every second of the release, one thing is clear. Taehyung's surprise announcement has opened the door to something much bigger. But it's Jungkook's honest, emotional, and loving response that makes this moment truly eternal in the hearts of fans. A friendship that is not contrived, and a work of art that will live on even after the spotlight fades.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs just like every different season,